Hey everybody, welcome to a playoff edition of Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. I'm John Clark along with Ike Reese and Mike Quick. It is NFC Title Week. Eagles in it for the first time in 5 years. 49ers, 3 out of the last 4 years, they are now in the conference championship game. Give me an idea of what you're looking for in this big game.
Well, I want the defense to continue what they did last week. Outstanding performance going up against that New York Giants offense. I thought they got Daniel Jones out of his comfort zone early in the game. They're going to need to do that again this week versus the 49ers. A much different task, a much harder task going up against the Kyle Shanahan offensive play designing, where you have to do a lot of mental gymnastics prior to the snap of the football.
We will see the best two teams in the NFC on Sunday. And DeMeco Ryans and what he's been able to do with that defense, it's outstanding. So the Eagles are going to have to be ready for the pass rush. Bosa coming off the edge and company, they're going to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but we've seen this Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts, under duress, and he's as calm as anybody that plays the position under duress.
And we're going to break it all down for the right to go to the Super Bowl. The Niners come here. Christian McCaffrey, they're 12-0 with him, 7-0 with Brock Purdy starting. So what makes this 49ers offense so special, so unique? Here is Enemy Intel with Greg Cosell, presented by Golden Nugget Jewelers.
Eagles fans may not love what I'm about to say, but I love watching this 49ers offense. They are so much fun. And let's begin with one important point, maybe the most critical point. This is a team that starts everything with the run game. Not a lot of offenses in the NFL do that, but that's where the 49ers foundation is. And you know what? They stay with the run. Kyle Shanahan, as long as the score is together, and it normally is with the Niners because of their defense, they will run the football as we saw a week ago. And here's the next point, really important. 21 personnel. That means 2 backs, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. And the second back is Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback. So what does that mean for defenses? Almost all the time, they match up to this base 21 personnel of the 49ers with their base defense. That means 4 defensive backs on the field, almost always. Now, I want to show you this play because I think it really speaks to what the 49ers are, because they are very multiple formationally out of 21 personnel. It's not just normal Juszczyk in the backfield, McCaffrey in the backfield, let's run some power, let's run some zone. They do way more than that. They work the pass game so effectively out of 21 personnel. So here, the starting point, where's McCaffrey? He's not in the backfield. He's in the slot to the boundary side of the formation. Where's Samuel? Samuel is not a wide receiver. He's offset to the field side in the backfield. You're going to get McCaffrey in jet action across the formation. What you're going to get as well as the play starts is run action to the boundary with Samuel. That's a lot to sort out for a defense right there. And this is a pass play, and it's going to work back to the field side with Brock Purdy throwing the ball to George Kittle on a little outcut for a 20-plus yard completion. So this is a real challenge for Jonathan Gannon and the Eagles defense. They have not seen an offense like this all season long.
All right, yeah, that unique 49ers offense. The 49ers have the highest scoring offense in the league with Brock Purdy starting. Eagles are second. So rookie quarterback coming here. First time the Eagles are going to be facing a rookie quarterback in their playoff history. Yeah. What do they have to watch out for?
Now, he's done a nice job, obviously, as a rookie coming in, doing what Kyle Shanahan is asking of him to do. But he's still a rookie, and that means he hasn't seen everything. And so with this game plan, you're going to need to do things to confuse him, make him hold the ball just a touch longer, give that pass rush time to get there, and hopefully he makes some bad decisions. Now, we look at Daniel Jones last week versus the Giants. He's not a rookie quarterback, but still fairly young and still learning how to play quarterback in this league. You watch here. Here's a great play design from Jonathan Gannon, wanting to confuse Daniel Jones. The unique part about this defense is we have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson coming in off the slot with a slot blitz up between the tackles. Daniel Jones makes the right read here. He wants to get the ball to Slayton, but you got James Bradbury sitting there with a flat foot read. He knows the ball has to come out quick. His eyes is on the quarterback. So soon as Daniel Jones reaches back to throw the ball, Bradbury's already breaking in front of Slayton. Great play by Bradbury on the interception, but this was made because of the confusion where Daniel Jones needed to go with the football, but more importantly, James Bradbury understanding the ball has to come out quick here, and he's ready to make a play as soon as the ball is thrown.
Man, I'm loving that you're breaking down that play because that was one of my favorite plays in the entire football game. Understanding that that's their sight adjustment, and he's going to go there with the football, and that was just a great play. I think this week it has to be similar. You have to take away the first read of this young quarterback. If you take away that first read, he's going to hold on to the football, and when you do that, it makes it really difficult for this young quarterback, Brock Purdy.
Eagles Game Plan is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud automotive partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. Pepsi, Eagles watching, better with Pepsi. PA Lottery, there's a lot of love for the PA Lottery, and when you see how fun it is, you'll understand why.
Let's go! You all right, brother? Slick field. Hey, that's a successful drive. We just took about 6 minutes off the clock. I'm talking about, baby. Great job. Whoa.
Always love to hear from Jason Kelce, especially in a playoff game, and this Eagles offensive line did a great job against the Giants. Yeah. Kelce and Lane Johnson didn't even give up a pressure, and all year, the Birds O-line has the second best pass rush win rate. What are you looking for in this game? They're going to have a lot of challenges in that 49ers front.
Yeah, and the biggest challenge that they're going to have is the NFL sack leader, Nick Bosa. And it takes a lot. It's going to take the entire team to slow this guy down. They'll move him from side to side. If he's effective, if Bosa is effective, you may have to start to chip or move the protection his direction, but you have to account for him because he's so disruptive.
Yeah, and when you have these challenges coming from a defense trying to figure out where Bosa's going to line up, how do you specifically game plan facing the 49ers defense? This is something that Fran Duffy was able to talk with Eagles passing game coordinator Kevin Patullo. This is Tape Study presented by Chickies and Pete's.
Well, joining us here this week for Tape Study presented by Chickies and Pete's is Eagles assistant coach Kevin Patullo to talk through this Eagles passing game. And coach, I thought for this segment, we would kind of go through some of the intricacies that go into individual plays and how all 11 players can be involved, and also how things could progress a little bit differently depending on how the defense deploys its coverage.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, each game we go into it looking at what the defense does, what we do as an offense, and we try to pair it together. You know, every coverage is different, whether it's quarters and they match or it's quarters and they zone drop. It's our job as coaches to figure that out and get the players in a good spot to succeed.
Is that something that you can kind of have an idea going into the week to say like, okay, this is how we think they're going to play, but you almost have to check your work early on in the game to see exactly how they're going to play it?
So that's a big part of it, right? We go into it going, here's the plan, and then if we need to adjust, here's what we go to. And a lot of that is on us as coaches and the players to execute it at the right time and see it on the play.
All right, well, let's go into the first play. Going back to the game after the bye week. This is week 8 against the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Jalen clearly sees something here before the snap and changes the play. What is it that Jalen sees and what does he change to?
So as this play goes a little bit, you can start to see that Jalen's recognizing, right? They have guys walked up in the line of scrimmage. This is a pressure look for him. We're in a 2-by-2 situation, right? And so he sees, okay, this safety's in the middle of the field. I'm probably getting some kind of pressure. I'm getting a man indication here with press on the outside. Now, depending on the concept we have on, whether it's a run or a pass, this may not be the best look. So in this case, we gave him the option, the freedom to get to something if he feels pressure, but these two guys walked up in the middle to change the protection and give himself a one-on-one on the outside. And that's exactly what he did. When he saw this look, he said, okay, I've got a one-on-one here, here, and here, and then I just need to play off the safety. So as you let this play go, he sees this, gets us into a protection where we know we can pick this up. He'll have time to take a nice drop and let this thing fly. He does a great job of holding the safety with his eyes for a split second just to check him as he takes the snap. Okay, he's still in the middle of the field. AJ's press one-on-one. We like that a little bit better. It's a little harder. It takes a little longer to win on an off-go route. You really have to drive and stick that route and get by him. With this low safety, it's much easier to throw this press go versus this. AJ does a great job of attacking off the line of scrimmage, getting side by side, squeezing him, and makes a great catch. It's an unbelievable pass in a tight coverage right there. And it's a huge play in the moment of the game where, depending on what we have called, Jalen gets us in the right call.
All right, so let's take a look here at a play. This is going way back now into mid-September here against the Minnesota Vikings, week 2. And we're going to take a look at a concept that goes for a touchdown here on this play. And we'll see almost the same exact play a little bit later and how it progresses a little differently. But take us through what makes this play work for Quez.
So right here, we got some kind of shell quarters coverage, right? And so Jalen's got to identify as the ball is snapped. Okay, is this cover two or cover 4? Now, with this being cover 4, this corner is gonna have eyes on anything breaking out. So as the play goes, and Quez has a deep post here, right? So he's working off the corner and posting this thing, keeping it super skinny to the near hash right here. And then Dallas is gonna break out on a sail route. Now, what you tell the quarterback is, hey, you gotta have eyes on this and feel this guy, the depth of this guy. So right here, as the play starts to work down the field, Quez does a good job of digging, getting on the corner's toes right here, sticking this thing to the near upright. Now the corner feels like, okay, the safety's deep enough, I can pass this off to him and I'm gonna jump the sail route. Well, what happens is when the safety's flat-footed and you have a guy that runs 4.3, those guys usually win and run right by you, which is what happens right here. The safety takes a bad angle, doesn't feel the corner right here coming off on this route, and we have a huge explosive play in the game.
The very next week against Washington, you guys run a very similar play concept, but it goes a little bit differently. Take us through why that play changed here in this one.
So previously you guys saw us do this, right, with a post, and then we're working a sail route out, number 3 and over here. So now, right, it's a quarter shell. So now we're gonna change this, and he's gonna run vertical. He's still gonna run his post, but we're gonna run a deep crosser this way. So now we change where we're kind of attacking. So now we're attacking this side, right? Opposite where we were last time with these 3 guys over here. So as this play starts to go, AJ's got a vertical route. He's trying to blow this corner out of here. But at the same time, if Jalen feels like this was press, he could have thrown this one-on-one, but it wasn't. So now he's carrying him out. Now the safety feels stressed down the field, so he starts to give ground. We're still running the post here, and instead of running the sail route, now we're working this across the field this way. So now we're kind of attacking this guy on the opposite side. So this corner's kind of getting ready. Oh, I got the sail route coming out. I got the post. I got to get on top of this. Instead, we work this way, and we create a wide open throw for Jalen, another explosive play down the field.
And it helps when you have a guy in AJ that in this game, he had that explosive play down the left sideline, same area of the field. So this safety, he's like, I've seen this before. This isn't happening again. I got to make sure I get on my horse.
Correct. So like these guys put so much stress on the defense that can go down the field, right? You take your shots down the field to open up all this stuff underneath. And this is a perfect example of what looked like something the week before. We change it up, it goes the other way, and it's another huge gain.
Prepared our best and we played our best when our best was needed. Lay everything on the line. These are once in a lifetime opportunities we got right in front of us in our hands. So what the you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mentality we gotta have, man, it don't have to be nothing different than what we didn't practice all month. Yeah, let's work your ass off every day. Let's stay together. We're family, we unite together and we go dog together. That's what we're gonna do. That's who the we is. We ain't done. Yep. Eagles on 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right, Jalen Hurts after his first playoff win, but he's all business. There's bigger things to take care of.
Yeah.
38 total touchdowns and just 6 interceptions up until this point going into the NFC title game. Amazing. And you saw them with a quick start. Touchdowns on 4 of their first 5 drives. That would be good against the Niners, right?
That's exactly what they need to do against the Niners. Get a fast start. Jalen Hurts in that game, 7 of 7 starting the football game. There are a lot of different ways that you can start fast. You can go tempo offense. You can throw the football down the field. But you have to start fast against this team. And this is the second play of the game that I'm going to show you. It's a play action pass, so there's so many things to be concerned about. Dallas got it. They have to be concerned about him on the out cut. And A.J. Brown, he's beaten so many teams on the slant route. So on the slant route, he's going to take this backside safety. But watch, you've got reduced splits by the wide receivers. And when DeVonta Smith goes upfield, he's got the entire field to work this safety over. And they hit on a 4 40-yard play across the field, and it's just a perfect design to work the safety over. That's good play and a way to start the football game.
And of course, they're the best defense in the NFL as far as fewest points, fewest yards per rush. They have 20 interceptions, tied for the NFL lead. So really, what makes this Niners defense so special? Here's Greg Cosell with Enemy Intel, presented by Golden Nugget Jewelers.
Now, when you look at this Niners defense, they're good, obviously, but they're good in interesting ways. Mostly, they're more execution style than heavily schematic. You look at their defense, they stop the run effectively. They predominantly like to rush for their pass rush. They play a lot more zone coverage than man coverage. But there are wrinkles, particularly based on down and distance. One thing they do really well is play on third down, one of the better third down defenses in the league. And one thing we see very often is something called a loaded front with 3 defensive linemen to one side of the center. But there's also some disguise and some late movement. What does this look like if you're Geno Smith? This looks like man coverage with a single high safety. Now the Seahawks will send DK Metcalf in motion across the formation. Diamador Lenore, the corner, runs with him. So what does that do for Geno Smith? It confirms in his mind that it's man-to-man coverage. So you saw it twice, before the motion and after the motion. So Geno Smith is pretty certain he's looking at man. But that's not what he's going to get. What you're going to get is a disguised coverage. The ball gets snapped, there's late rotation, it becomes cover 2 with Dre Greenlaw, the middle hole defender. Geno doesn't get the look he wanted, he gets stuck in the pocket, and he'll get sacked. But now, we want to look at this from the end zone angle, because you're going to see the loaded front and what the 49ers like to do from loaded fronts. Multiple stunt concepts. This one is a basic TE stunt. You're going to get Armstead, he's going to be the penetrator. You're going to get Samson Ebukam, he's going to be the looper. And Ebukam will get in clean and make the sack on Geno Smith. So this will be a real challenge for the Eagles offense. The best defense they have faced all season long.
Welcome back, everybody, to a playoff edition of Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. And this is going to be the youngest quarterback matchup in conference championship history. 24-year-old Jalen Hurts against 23-year-old Brock Purdy. What matchups are you guys looking at?
We always start with the trenches, right? You got to go with our defensive line, which I think is the strength of our defense, going up against this 49ers offensive line, particularly on the right side. You know, you got Mike McGlinchey over there, who's a pretty good starter at that right tackle, and they've got a little bit of a rotation going at the right guard spot. So I'm thinking about Fletcher Cox and Hassan Reddick over there. They were able to take advantage of Evan Neal last week, combining for 2.5 sacks against the Giants. If they can get after McGlinchey and that right side of that 49ers offense, it can make for a long day for Brock Purdy back there being unsettled.
You go with those guys, I'm going to go with the real talent. The guys on the outside. So DeVonta Smith, A.J. Brown, I think this is the type of game where you really want to get these guys the ball on the outside. The cornerbacks for the 49ers, though they're good players, I think that's where you have to make hay. The 49ers like to play the middle of the field. Outside the numbers, I think you're going to get some one-on-one matchups, and the Eagles have to take advantage of those number 1 matchups with their dynamic duo of wide receivers.
And Diamador Lenore, he's actually a backup filling in for Emmanuel Mosley, so maybe that is a matchup they can win. How about the 49ers? First time ever coming to Philadelphia for a playoff game. Brock Purdy, he's never going to see an environment like this. He's never seen the link before, and rookie quarterbacks are 0-4 in conference championship games, so it's going to be a tough task for him. We'll be back here next week if the Eagles win and are headed to the Super Bowl again. Thanks for watching Eagles Game Plan presented by Toyota. Eagles Game Plan is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud automotive partner of the Philadelphia Eagles. NovaCare Rehabilitation, the power of physical therapy. Pepsi, Eagles watching, better with Pepsi. PA Lottery, there's a lot of love for the PA Lottery, and when you see how fun it is, you'll understand why.